Hey friends, so we've got an email today from a fellow viewer, and it sounds like they are stuck in a job they don't like, and they're wondering if it's worth staying and should they stay in it or should they go to a different one. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that all jobs are going to have something that you don't like doing in them. Okay, you want to clean house, you've got to do laundry, you've got to wash your dishes. Not everyone's favorite thing to do, but it'll make your house clean. So keep that in mind. Whatever job you're at, there's going to be ups and downs, positives and negatives across the board. But if you're in a place where you're truly miserable, where it's you don't believe in whatever the company's vision is, like whatever it is that you do, you don't believe you're making an impact in the world, you're not fulfilled by this line of work in whatever way, then yeah, look for a different job. Don't stay miserable. What has that ever accomplished? One day you're going to look back at your life and just be frustrated with it. You're not going to enjoy the time you spent. That's not worth it. Now, if things aren't that miserable, then maybe you need to look at it a different way. Um, Maybe there's a lot of benefits to staying at the job. Not necessarily benefits from the job, like dental, but maybe there's things you can learn that you haven't yet explored because you go into it with an attitude of this is terrible. But I don't know. I'm not in your position. Uh, you ask in some later lines. You like to read. You're a big reader, and you're curious if there's any fiction that could help you, which is a very unique question. The first thing that came to mind were two passages from two different books. One of them was Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh is one of the oldest pieces of literature that we know of, that humanity produced. And there's a lot of good messages in it. It's one long poem. And one line that I'm thinking of, I don't know if I can find it right now. I closed the book after I found the line. Uh, One thing that might stand out to you is between two of the main characters. So Gilgamesh is a king, and he meets this other person, Enkidu. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm wrong, let me know. And they become like brothers. And the king, Gilgamesh, wants to go do this great thing, and Enkidu is scared. He doesn't want to do this thing. And Gilgamesh tells him, "What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna be scared your whole life? You're gonna die one day. And in the meantime, because I know I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go kill the monster, cut down the tree, and become famous. I'm gonna go live my life in a great way." And they both go off. They kill the monster. For some reason, the tree had to be cut down. I don't really remember. I read it a few years ago. Gilgamesh, go check it out. Um, and second, I would recommend from Bukowski, actually. If you know anything about Bukowski, he's a poet, was a poet, and he wrote quite a few different things. His first writing was related to his first job in a post office. It goes by that title, Post Office, by Bukowski. Very good read about a miserable line of work. It's it's a good read. I like it, but there is graphic material in it. Some of it I think is metaphor, but just because as you're reading it, like, did this really happen? Maybe not. Maybe probably not. In some cases, you'll know what I'm talking about when you get to those scenes. But the whole novel illustrates the wear and tear that a miserable job will take on the person who's in it. And reading that it was actually a big catalyst for me to leave a line of work that I was not pleased with. And it's just a good read. As you're reading through it, you think, wow, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. I'm looking around and I'm seeing these people being eaten alive by this line of work. And if that's what you're seeing, if you're surrounded by people who have been consumed by this job you don't like, and keep in mind, every job's going to have parts you don't like. But if you're seeing it consume them left and right, then maybe look into something else. Any other literature I might recommend? If I think of anything else, I'll put it down below in the comments. And if you have any suggestions, any viewers, please let us know. And thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely week.